If there is something here, we named it Felicia. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This actually was supposed to be out before now, but this is actually my third time recording this video, and like last week I was down for the count from seizures, so like I was so sick, not feeling good, and then half of this week I wasn't feeling good. So yeah. So this is basically gonna be about epilepsy versus psychic awareness, and the more that I look into like my notes and stuff, which if I look down, I'm looking at my phone for my notes, but the more I look at the notes, I think it's between epilepsy and like what's the other one called? Clairaudience, but I'm not really sure. I'm always hearing about people and their like psychic abilities and how they know when something is messing with their abilities, and like they're so aware, and I'm kind of jealous of those people because they don't have a disability that makes them wonder whether it's real or not. Because during a seizure you can actually hear things and hallucinate. So we're gonna be talking a little bit about that. Now, the first thing that I've been told by my mom, like, I was 4, so I don't have memories that far back, but she said that I knew when somebody was coming and who it was before they even got there. I don't know if I sensed energy or what, but it apparently creeped my mom out enough to remember. Then later, I heard a lot of, I don't know, creepy voices, demonic voices, whatever. So eventually I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which I don't have now, and I'm wondering if like they misdiagnosed me or whatever. It's not on my list of diagnosis is now, which is weird how, you know, schizophrenia can just go away. So I don't know if I was hearing things because I'm clairaudience, because I don't remember having seizures back then, but I do kind of remember the voices. I've also heard voices during seizures, which there was one that zapped me awake, and I heard like this voice as I came up gasping. And then the one last week, I heard a noise before I had a seizure. I am starting to kind of be aware of when I'm having a seizure during the voices and when I'm not. So, I mean, that's kind of why I think I'm a little clairaudience. And then we're going to get into the ones that it's like very vivid, and like ones that I remember that are still stuck in my brain, I guess. This is why I've done this 3 times, because I have a hard time with words, but it's okay. That like I remember. So the creepiest one that probably has happened to me, and the one that my sister remembers, because literally we were talking about this a few months ago before she left to another state, which I can't remember what state she's in. That's bad. But I was like 12 or 13 years old, and you know, I was minding my own business. I don't remember what I was doing, and I heard a thump on the window. I look, and there's this handprint on the window. So my first instinct was to run and get my dad. You know, I was flipping out, tripping balls, whatever. That's probably why my sister remembers. And it was wintertime, so my dad literally went around the house, and there was like no footprints, nothing that indicated somebody was there. He said maybe a bird hit it, but there was no indication that, you know, there was an animal there, and you know, it freaked me out. So I think I slept in my sister's room, which was like right across the hall. She's like 6 years younger than me, which is bad, but I was pretty freaked out. I still like have the image in my mind of the handprint. As far back as maybe 2017 or 2018, me and my boyfriend was sitting on the bed, and I felt like something grabbed my leg. And I don't remember if my boyfriend remembers or not, but he said that he felt it too. Whether he felt it or not is another story, because he probably won't remember. And then in November of 2018, my emotional support dog got sick with IMHA. And it was one of the worst experiences of my life. IMHA is basically where the blood cells attack your body or whatever. He was in the hospital for 3 days, and like he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't go to the bathroom or go potty. He was just kind of like really lethargic. And then when he started moving, he like had a seizure, and I took him to the hospital, and I spent like $3,000 trying to save my dog until there was like no more money. And then he had to have a blood transfusion, and I had to put him down because I was broke, and even if I could save the dog, he would have had been on medicine his whole life and could relapse. So to me, it's kind of like similar to cancer, because he, he can relapse and need a bunch of transfusions again, and like he could have died anyways. So it wasn't the easiest time for me. And the day after he died, I was still grieving him, and then I heard a bark and his collar rattle. I'm not very familiar with like pet spirits, but I feel like he was trying to tell me it was okay. He was like 7 or 8, and it was very traumatic for me. In 2020, when school was still a thing, like right before COVID, so it would have been before March, because obviously COVID happened in March of 2020. I was waiting for my son to get back from school because he rides the bus, and I was in front of the playground that was at the apartment complex, and all of a sudden I heard this kid laughing, and I'm looking around for this kid, and there's nothing that indicates that there was a child around me. There wasn't nobody on the playground. I didn't see anybody across the street, but yet it sounded really close to my ear. And after 5 minutes, it kind of subsided and went away. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I looked everywhere for this kid. I couldn't find him. I was a little creeped out. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I've always heard my name in weird voices, but not as much as I have since we moved here. We actually moved here during COVID, so it would have been like May 2020, but we were already in the process of getting the house before COVID even started. And then COVID just made it harder, and then it made it longer to get where we were trying to get, and it was really, really ridiculous. When we moved here, it's kind of been more recently though my roommate said some experiences like he's had, but when I started getting on my journey, it was a little bit before I started getting on my journey, so probably like 6-7 months or whatever ago, but I heard my name like a lot of times, and they're like in familiar voices, like my mom or somebody, but she didn't call for me. And then maybe once it was a different voice. And then when I started my journey, because I was seeing dragons a lot, when I started meditating, like the shape of it, because I can't visualize very well, but like the shape of a dragon, and it was just like a black figure or whatever. And I was looking into like draconic magic and like dragons and stuff, and then all of a sudden, one day I swear I heard a growl by my ear, Which is interesting to me because when you look up clairaudience, they say you can't hear it with your physical ear. I hear things with my physical ear. So, like, I'm very confused on that. And then one time when I was downstairs with my kid, there was, like, this thing chilling on this play kitchen. And it was there for a while, and then all of a sudden the stuff got tossed. And, like, here's the play kitchen. Here's the play kitchen. Here's the couch. And it just, like, went whoop. And it got my son's attention, too. He looked back, and me and him both looking at each other like, what the heck just happened? And he's 6. And I was trying to think, you know, maybe it was sitting funny, and it just, like, fell. Nope, it went and I don't know. It was weird. And then the roommate that currently lives with us now mentioned some of the same things that's happened to him. If there is something here, we named it Felicia. That started because I, one time, said the phrase to my mom, "Goodbye, Felicia." And apparently she thought I was talking to the spirit or whatever, so she named it Felicia. So the spirit hasn't told us that it doesn't like it, so for right now, its name is Felicia. And for a while there, I always think maybe I had a seizure, because given my seizure history, but most of these times I am aware, so I'm apparently able to start differentiate? No, that's not a word. Start being able to tell when it's a seizure and when it's not. So I think it's like a little bit of both, now that I think of it, from like clairaudience stuff to epilepsy, even though I can't see them because I'm not clairvoyant by any means. I have a hard time visualizing through meditation, though I've had a few visuals to me when I'm trying to sleep, between the, like, falling asleep in the sleeping stage, which is weird. I have no control over it, no control what's in it, and it's only happened 5 times so far, so I don't know how I'm doing it or how I did it to be able to do it again. So I'm not a visual person at all, but apparently I can hear things. I've even heard some stuff that sounds like my cat's in here, but she isn't. So yeah, that's my experience between epilepsy and clairaudience. I don't know what to name this video, so it's going to be like epilepsy versus psychic awareness, I guess. And let me know what you think of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.